I arrived on Christmas Eve carrying gifts, homemade cookies and a heart full of hope. The lights on the tree flickered softly, casting long shadows across the living room, but my son didn't even glance up from his phone. "I wasn't expecting you," he said, his tone casual, almost bored. My chest tightened. Those 6 words shattered everything I had believed about our bond. I remembered the first time I held him, his small fingers curling around mine, the warmth of his tiny body pressed against my chest. I had stayed awake countless nights when he cried, tending to his every need. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every dollar I had saved for him had meant nothing in this moment. He was distant, polite, and indifferent, a stranger wearing the mask of my own blood. I walked past the stockings I had carefully sewn, past the tree decorated with ornaments I had collected over the years, and I felt the weight of betrayal pressing down on me. The room that once held laughter and warmth now felt empty, cold, almost hostile. I wanted to yell, to demand that he understand, but the words stuck in my throat. Instead, I let silence take over, heavy and unforgiving. I left that night without confrontation. The snow crunched beneath my boots, and each step felt like both punishment and liberation. Anger was not the path here. Patience and quiet observation would serve as my weapon. Revenge, I realized, doesn't begin with fury. It begins with calm endurance, with letting life itself reveal the consequences of carelessness and disregard. Over the next few days, I moved through the world with a quiet mask of normalcy. I shopped, I smiled at neighbors, I attended holiday gatherings, but inside, a slow, deliberate plan began to take shape. The mortgage on his house was due. I would normally have paid it, as I always had. This time I didn't. I let responsibility rest entirely on him, knowing that the house he took for granted would soon reflect the neglect he showed to the most important. As the weeks passed, the tension grew. I received frantic calls that went unanswered, reminders that were ignored, and a creeping sense of anxiety began to permeate his household. I did not intervene. I did not speak harshly. I only observed, letting the absence of my involvement speak louder than any argument I could have manufactured. The house that once echoed with laughter was now filled with silence, cold and uncomfortable, a reflection of the apathy he had shown me. Finally, one evening he called. His voice trembled with desperation. "Mom, Dad, I don't know what to do," he began. I didn't offer comfort. I didn't apologize. I simply asked quietly, "Did you forget what matters? Or did you never see it?" And then I hung up. That pause, that silence, was heavier than any anger or accusation I could have thrown at him. It carried the weight of everything I had sacrificed, everything I had endured, and everything he had ignored. Months later, he reached out again, cautiously, humbly. I was wrong," he admitted, his voice fragile. That small acknowledgement didn't erase the past, but it reminded me of something essential. True strength is not shown through shouting or punishment. It is shown through quiet endurance, through letting someone confront the consequences of their choices. Revenge, I understood, is not about hurting someone. It is about showing them, in the most human and inescapable way, what they have lost by taking love for granted. That Christmas, I didn't merely reclaim my peace. I reminded him silently that love and sacrifice have value, that ignoring them carries consequences far heavier than anger ever could. And as the snow fell outside once more, I felt a strange sense of calm. Pain and betrayal had their place, but so did dignity, strength, and the quiet, relentless reminder that some lessons must be learned the hard way.